And it was not like it was just this one situation or something that a guy like broke my heart and I became heartless. Like, I had been like that for a very long time. Like, obviously there were some guys that I did end up like really liking and wanting more out of, but because of the girl that I had become, like, it just was hard to break past that barrier of being sexual. What's up, y'all? My name is Janaya, aka Nayslayerr, whatever you want to call me. And as you can see by the title of the video, I'm a hoe. I'm really just playing. I'm kidding. But I will say I have been pretty hypersexual my entire life, and well, I'm not gonna say my entire life, but for a majority of my life, and I'm exhausted by it. And I've been, working on myself for the past few years, just trying to be better. My path has not been linear at all, but y'all, it's a crazy journey, and I know some girls out there can relate to me. And as I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, like, it took a lot for me to make this video. Like, it's me being extremely vulnerable. Like, I'm really, I feel like naked in front of the camera right now. Actually, being naked probably would be better. But yeah, it was hard. It's hard for me to make this video because, like I said, this is very vulnerable for me. And, I'm thinking like, okay, what are my friends gonna think? Like, what are my family gonna think? Like, what is a stranger gonna think? What is anybody gonna think when they see this video of me talking about my experience in life with hypersexuality? But I mean, I know that there are girls out there that can relate to me and also can like relate to wanting to change, or already have been on the process of changing and just want to see like what other things are other girls doing that are trying to like get out of this like habit loop circle that you may find yourself in. And before we even get into it, no, I was not raped. I was not sexually assaulted. Nothing that I can think of when I was younger that would have necessarily like caused me to be hypersexual. So I feel like that's something that a lot of people assume. And also, I don't have like a gajillion zillion bodies either. Like, I'm not gonna go into detail about my body count or how many men or women that I have interacted with, but like it's not like this crazy absurd number. It has affected me over the years, so I just wanted to talk about it and talk about the things that I am doing or have done to change. So this is my journey. It is very personal to me, and I told myself when I started this channel that I wanted to help people, and I feel like the best way to help people is by personal experiences and the things that you have overcome or the things that you are overcoming currently. So yeah, like here I am talking that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. Let's get into the video. I literally know that if I touch one person with this video, that I'm doing what God asked me to do by sharing my experience with this topic. In this video, I'm gonna be discussing my history with hypersexuality, why I became hypersexual, how it has affected my life, and how I'm working to change it. So, y'all ready? Is y'all ready? Okay, I'm ready. Let's go. Y'all, so when I was younger, and I mean, I feel like every villain origin story probably has a start like this, but I don't know, guys didn't like me, but for some reason I always had the desire to be, I guess, I mean, probably just natural human, whatever, but I've always had the desire to be like desired and like liked by men specifically, or boys at the time. And yeah, when I was younger, men did not like me like that. Like, girls and boys did not like me. I was always the friend of like the guy that was, most desired, I guess, when I was like in elementary school, or like I had crushes on guys and I just would never say anything because they would always like, other girls. Guys just didn't look at me like that. And I just accepted the fact that, the thing is, I never thought that I was ugly in every way, shape, or form. Like, I never thought that. I do feel like there was a point in time where I used to get fun of for being like dark skinned, which is so crazy because like, obviously like I have brown skin, but I'm not like extremely dark, which like being extremely dark is very beautiful, might I add. But when you're a child, know any better and people are picking on you for that. It's kind of like, and like, I always had coarser hair. So guys used to make fun of me, girls used to make fun of me. I was the brunt of all jokes. End of the day is guys didn't like me. I was always the friend, and I had kind of accepted my role in that for the most part. Also, at a very young age, I can literally remember the first time that I was sexual, like with myself, on some like masturbation type shit. Like I know it was before the age of 10. Like I probably was like 7 or 8, but yeah, I can remember seeing something come on TV. I think it was like Girls Gone Wild or something. Like, I can't even believe I'm talking about this right now, but I'm pretty sure it was Girls Gone Wild came on TV, and like it just sparked my interest. I was like, what is this? And I started feeling weird things, and I'm like, and then like I think one day I was like on my pillow or something, or like touching myself in some sort of way, and yeah, like that was my first like experience with, I guess, masturbation and whatnot. So yeah, like once I kind of discovered that, I feel like that's when like my sexual urges for like men, I guess that's like when my sexual urges for like boys kind of started, because at first it was like, oh, like I have a crush on him, but like I feel like that's when I started like viewing boys as like fulfilling my sexual desires, and even girls sometimes, because like I said, I was watching Girls Gone Wild and I was seeing interactions as such that made me kind of get that little tingly feeling that us girls be having. So yeah, it was very interesting that I was experiencing that so early, but at the same time, like guys weren't liking me, girls weren't liking me. Like it just was like, okay, I'm having all these desires, they're all like bottled up inside of me, but I'm not able to really release them at all with anyone, and I didn't really know what they meant. So yeah, like I just was in this Coke bottle of not emotions, of sexual feelings and cravings and just whatever. I feel like a lot of times when people say things like that, they're craving attention outside of the home and whatnot. People like are quick to say like, oh, like your parents didn't show you affection, or like your dad didn't XYZ. I have one of the most like loving, caring fathers like that can exist out here. Like my dad tells me I love you all the time. He tells me I'm beautiful. He calls me a star. Like I can do anything. I can accomplish anything. Like God is with me. Like my dad has always been very encouraging and very like vocal about how beautiful I am as a woman. But for some reason, I wanted it outside of that. Like I wanted to be liked by my peers, period. So like this is just to tell you that it's not always that. Like it's just not always that. Yeah, like I just wanted to be liked. I wanted to be intimate, and I wanted to be pursued. Like I wanted to be like, the thing is, I didn't want to be like anyone other than myself. I just wanted guys to like me for who I was. Like I wanted to get the attention that the other girls were getting, or like some of my friends were getting. Like instead of having guys come to tell me like, oh, you friends with such and such, like can you put me on with such and such, like, which I was never a hater. I would do it willingly. Like, I had no problems with that, but it just was like I always just had secret crushes on these guys that were trying to get at my friends, and it just was weird. Like I hated that. Like I really hated that. So like fast forward, when I started getting older, I'm gonna say probably around maybe like the 8th grade, because down in New Orleans, like it's a very Catholic city. I went to Catholic school all throughout my matriculation up until college. So in 8th grade, a lot of kids will go to Catholic school, Catholic high school. And yeah, so when I got to like 8th grade, I feel like that's when I started realizing that guys were asking me for sexual favors. I also feel like that's when guys started kind of realizing that I was somewhat mildly attractive to them. But still in my head, I'm thinking that, you know, from my childhood, that like I'm like, guys don't like me, period. Like guys don't like me like that. So it was hard for me, I guess, to receive attention from men. And because of that, I feel like, not even just because of that, maybe just by nature, guys were just like that. But guys started asking me for like sexual favors when I was in like the 8th grade-ish. And I realized that that was something that guys liked, was sexual things. And I can remember from, you know, watching Girls Gone Wild when I was younger, that like, you know, the girls doing things like that, like it garnered a lot of male attention. So I was like, okay, you know, he wants me to do this to him. Why not? Like it's getting me what I thought was the intimacy, the attention, you know, from them that I had been craving for years before then. So that's kind of how I fell into the rabbit hole of being like hypersexual, or like just resorting to like sexual things with other guys. And I feel like that just like translated into me being like the cool girl. Like I was the girl that, you know, I was cool with. Like guys just assumed that like I was cool with doing, you know, sexual things, whether that meant with them in another party. Like I felt like I would get pressured into like orgies. And, you know, the thing is, like, I don't like to use the word pressured, because it's not that I didn't want to do it. Like I did want to do it because I thought that, you know, like this was giving me the attention that I wanted. This is giving me the things that I have been desiring for so long. But like when I look back on it, like it never really fulfilled anything for me. It didn't give me the intimacy that I wanted. And quite frankly, like, yeah, like I had interest in girls a little bit, but it's like I never really wanted to be, and I know like the LGBT community hates this, but like I never really like looked at myself as like being in a relationship with a girl. But it's just like it was cool to like do some of the things I had seen on Girls Gone Wild when I was younger. Like, oh, okay, like they like this, like cool. Also, I want to touch on that before I was even when guys did start liking me, and I started like when I started encountering guys that liked girls like me, or just liked me for me, it was almost like I had, because this is by the time I hadn't started like doing the sexual favors for men that they were asking me to do in order for me to like be around them and like get the attention and intimacy that I wanted. When I started meeting guys that actually really liked me for who I was and tried to like build genuine connections with me, I felt like I always led with like, you know, hypersexuality or sexual things, because that just was what I was used to at that point, and that was what was easy to me. And it was almost uncomfortable for me to even like build this vulnerable, like genuine relationship with another guy. Like it just was very weird. Like I also just assumed that he's doing this because he just wants to have sex with me, so I might as well just start off with that, like, or start off with something sexual, because that's where it's gonna lead to anyways. Like fuck this other uncomfortable ass shit that we're doing to lead up to that, because who wants to even do all that? That's it's literally how I used to think around the age of like 15, 16 years old. It really was affecting my life at this point. Yeah, like I said, it was hard for me to build like genuine intimate relationships and connections with men on account of me. Not necessarily them, because I did meet some pretty good guys like at that point, but like I just was like, it ain't happening. You want to get nasty, then like we could just get nasty and get straight to it. Like I'm like, I was such like a guy's girl. Like I wasn't a girl's girl. Like I'm like, he wants to do this, like I can do this with him. Like we don't have to do the whole buttering up of me like other girls want. Like I'm not like them. Like those are the vibes. Another way that it affected my life is that I would feel like I just had low self-esteem in all of my relationships, because at that point, like, I started like dating, like having boyfriends and stuff like that, and yeah, I just would have very low self-esteem. I didn't know that's what it was at the time, but like I just would assume that they were here for the sex, like nothing else. Like even though we're dating guys that didn't even know that, you know, I used to be, you know, or that I had been, or that I was hypersexual and was doing different things or whatever. I just assumed that, like, I look like it, or I just, that's the energy that I give. So because I assumed that, I never felt like I was worthy of some of the things that guys were doing for me. I would pick fights. Like I said, I led with sex, even in like my boyfriend relationships. Like that just, it's just what it was. Like it was hard to build a genuine connection, and some of these guys were really trying to do that with me. I used to, even with guys, because you know, eventually I did fall into like the traps of dating or messing with men that only really wanted me sexually, even though like they would make me their girlfriend and like hold me around, like keep me around. I would literally hold on to those relationships with dear life, because it's in some way like they probably were similar to me. Like I felt like they saw value in the person that I was, like being the hypersexual, like leading with sexual favors type person. They saw value in me being like that, even though they treated me like crap, because I had accepted that this is who I was. I didn't really see a problem with it at that point, but I wanted men that like weren't trying to, like, I guess, treat me, I guess, how I should have been treated, because I didn't see myself that way. Like I saw myself as a sexual being, and that was pretty much it when it came to guys. I feel like my plight, my hypersexuality also led me to being the I don't care girl, or having the like I don't care mentality when it came to like, oh, being in like a real relationship, because a lot of times, you know, because it would just make it seem like I was impressed about anything, when in real time, like I was actually very, very pressed about wanting intimacy, because like at the end of the day, like I still was realizing that I wasn't getting the intimacy that I desired. That's why I was jumping from dick to dick, for lack of a better term. But yeah, like I developed the I don't care attitude, and like I said earlier, like I really was a guy's girl. I wanted to look good in the male gaze. Like I did not care. I was like, and it's funny because now that I'm older, like, yeah, guys kind of wanted that back then, but like, did they really want that long term? No, it's that short term gratification that I was just chasing. So yeah, I would just not care about real relationships and jump into sex like very quickly with men. Like I would not allow men to properly court me before jumping into sexual like interactions. Like I can literally remember a guy in college asking me out on a date, and I called him corny, because in my head when I met him, I wanted to do things quickly. I wanted to go to his dorm. I wanted to get high, I wanted to get drunk, I want to go to his dorm and do things. And like maybe we can go on a date at some point, but like I didn't really care. Like I was like, in my head I just was like, I'm not pressed. Like I don't really want a boyfriend. Like I don't want a nigga. But like I want like intimacy, like what I thought was intimacy at the time. So yeah, I used to literally accept the bare minimum. Literally would accept the bare minimum. And I feel like how you do one thing is how you do everything. So like if I'm accepting the bare minimum in these relationships, and I'm also accepting the bare minimum in my life. And I didn't see it like that at the time. I just saw like, you know, I didn't want to be like these girls that are so pressed and thirsty for relationships. Like they're like, but I'd rather just, you know, get whatever out of it that I can, which is the fake intimacy that I thought I was getting by having sex with them and not being pressed. Like I used to do niggas disgusting, y'all. And when I say disgusting, I mean just like, I want to have sex, or I want to do something sexual, and please don't like me. Just literally, like, especially in college, like, I used to be like, in my head, like, please don't like me, because I don't want to like you. And it was not like, it was just this one situation, something that a guy, like, broke my heart, and I became heartless. Like, I had been like that for a very long time. Like, obviously there were some guys that I did end up, like, really liking and wanting more out of, but because of the girl that I had become, like, it just was hard to break past that barrier of being sexual. And also I want to touch on, like, I feel like being hypersexual made me not be the best friend that, like, I could have been to, like, my girlfriends. Like I said, I was a guy's girl. I was not a girl's girl. I would have never did, like, and I still am. I'm way more of a girl's girl now, but, like, I was so much of a guy's girl back then. Like, you know, whether that meant that, like, I was quickly, like, I would leave best friends functions to go to a dick appointment, or, you know, as soon as my nigga called that, you know, not even my nigga, but, like, a nigga call that I'm having, you know, a situation with, like, I will leave anything. I will leave a conversation, I will leave an outing, like, with my friends. Like, I did very secretive things behind some of my friends' backs. Like, it wasn't a good version of myself. And, like, it was because I was only thinking of myself. I was being selfish and leading with my sexual desires. Like, I feel like I was really operating in my masculine, like, very, very much so. Like, this is some shit niggas do. Like, yeah, literally my life was just a whole situation. So yeah, now let's get into the good part of the video. What am I doing to fix this habit, or what have I been doing to fix it? Because I've made progress, but I don't think I'm all the way there yet. And it's, you know, it's a journey, and, you know, most journeys aren't linear. So let me get into what I've been doing and what I plan on implementing to kick hypersexuality in the ass, baby, because I'm tired. So number one, I've been spending a lot of more time with myself, and just, like, literally giving my own self the, like, intimacy that I want from others. Like, I'm really working on building up my self-esteem. Like, I know that I'm a pretty confident person in regards to other things, but when it comes to relationships, like, I have not been. I have had low self-esteem. I've had to raise my standards and just stop doing things that have put me in situations that I didn't really want to be in the first place. So that's rule number one. Self-love. Like, I have a nice skincare routine. I have a hair care routine. I love working out. I'm just really pouring into Janaya. Like, that's rule number one. Number two, I don't put myself in situations, or I try not to put myself in situations that could potentially turn sexual. Like, if you go on Netflix and chill, if you know Netflix and chill has gotten you into somebody's bed, then why are you going? You literally know. Or, you know, maybe, like, a night out for drinks or something like that. Like, I'm just not partaking in things like that, because I know what and how I can react in situations like that. I know that my alter ego can pop out, and, you know, I'm really trying to change. So, like, don't put yourself in triggering situations if you know that you don't have. It's not even about having necessarily the self-control, but, like, it's just, you know, I've said it in a lot of other videos, like, make it easy for you to just do what you know you want to do. Like, why tempt yourself? So yeah, don't do it. Number three, I am very, very hyper aware of red flags with men now. Like, I know early on in, like, a situation with a man, if he just wants me sexually, or, like, that's what his, you know, MO is. And the thing is, I've always known that, but, like, I was just so, like, into it that it didn't matter. But, like, now I'm like, okay, I'm picking up on these red flags, and I'm out the door, or I'm categorizing you as such. Like you're not hubby material, you're not for me. Friend zone, maybe not even friend zone, just acquaintance zone, or you're out of here. Like no access, like, literally. So know who you're dealing with, ladies, at all times. I decline hookup culture. Number 4, declining hookup culture. Y'all, hookup culture is like probably one of the worst things our generation has literally normalized, and I definitely think I want to do a video on hookup culture. But yeah, like I just don't participate in it anymore. I am not participating in it anymore. I'm not gonna act like I have not participated in it recently, but that is something that I'm just, if I want to be the best version of myself, then, and I want to, you know, stop being hypersexual, then I know that hookup culture is probably the first thing that has to go. Like, no, I'm not hooking up with you just to hook up. No, I don't do situationships. No, I don't do fuck buddies. How old are we? Number 5. So y'all know, well, some of y'all may know, like I have a playlist called BDE, Big Dick Energy, and it is literally boss bad rap bitches that be talking they shit, right? And I still love that type of music, and I will probably always love that type of music. It'll always have a place in my heart, but like I have been changing or diversifying my music taste lately. I can't just always listen to bend that ass over, let that coochie breathe. Like I can't be listening to that all the time. You know, like I have to listen to music that like uplifts me and doesn't necessarily promote like hookup culture, like, you know, tricking, hoeing. Like there are definitely different types of female empowerment, and I want to talk about that in another video as well. There are different types of female empowerment, and I enjoy that part of female empowerment, but like there's also a whole another side of female empowerment where you know, hold on to your coochie, hold on to your sexuality, baby. That is a very, very extreme, very, very powerful form of female empowerment. And I think diversifying my music taste and allowing myself to divulge in other types of music that is not necessarily encouraging, that has really helped me in my journey right now. Number 6, realizing, you know, I just been realizing that I'm not about to waste my youthful years being a cum bucket. And that's just what it is. Like, and I'm not saying I'm just letting niggas do that to me, in me, on me. Like, no, that's not what it is. But like, it's happened before, and I'm not about to just let me be this nigga's trash, period. Like in my youthful years, like, no, I'm in my prime, very much so, and I need to walk around like that. Like, you know, I'm a prize, baby. You a prize, baby. Okay, act like it. Number 7, I've been getting closer to God to like just better understand the like benefits of long-term meaningful relationships. Like there are so many great things that come with building a relationship with somebody over time. Like, you know, think about building a long-term relationship with God our Father. Like I feel like when you do that, it's easier for you to communicate with him. It's easier for you to download messages from him and to just live the life that you were meant to live. And I feel like that can be directly, you know, related to how you live your life and date other men or people that you are in a relationship with. Like when you put time and effort into a meaningful person, like there's so many rewards that come to that. And I feel like reflecting, comparing that to my relationship with God has really helped me get out the way of niggas that just want short-term satisfaction. Because honestly, in life, like we are so accustomed to short-term satisfaction, and it literally leads us on a short path to nowhere, period. Number 8, like I just want to stand true and stand firm on the fact that, girl, you want intimacy, and you are old enough to understand like what intimacy is and what intimacy isn't. Like I have to stand on that. I want intimacy, I want long-term relationships, and I'm making myself stand on that. Like, trust yourself, Janaya. Like, being secure in myself is knowing that I can trust myself to do the things that I know that I want. And that's really what I'm working on. Number 9, I'm dating intentionally. Like, I'm not dating anybody that isn't on the same page as me. Like, if we're not aligned or if we're not equally yoked in some sort of way, then, like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, if you're looking for, I don't know, like I said, if you're looking for the old Janaya, she's gone. So why are we here? And lastly, I have just been encouraging myself with more people that, you know, uplift me and encourage me to be my best self. Like ones that know what's best for me, like know that this is what I want. I express to my friends that like this is the version of myself that I want to be, and they're not gonna like encourage me to be the person that I don't want to be because they know what's going on. Okay, wow, that, you guys, was a lot that I just said. That was a mouthful, but I feel surprisingly really good about getting that off my chest. And I know that if I touch one person, or at least one girl understands where I'm coming from and really feels me, then I'll know that I did what I was supposed to do. Sex is not always love. You have to love yourself enough to not give yourself to those that don't deserve you. People are just like extremely selfish in nature, and like you need to be selfish with yourself as well. Like people want what they want for themselves. Like they want sex. If they want sex and they're gonna go get sex, and that's cool. You have to be selfish with the fact that your body is sacred. Like you are a prize, sweetheart. Don't give yourself to somebody just under the guise of like wanting to be liked or like accepted or cool, because baby, trust me, it's not cool to feel the trauma that type of wear and tear on your emotions and your body will do for you over time. I'm happy to say that I'm on this journey of really like listening to God and doing the things that I know that I am supposed to do. I know I'm in the right place. I know I'm in the right place, and you are too if you're watching this video. So if you like this video or if it resonated with you, you know what to do. Like this video, subscribe, share it. You know the drill. Leave a comment. Yeah, to tell me what you can relate to, or if you have any other like tips for, you know, getting out of hypersexuality, then let us know, because you know, like I said, we all learning. You guys have an amazing day. I love you.